Hi guys, today I'm with Noah from NodeKit, and today we're going to dive deeper into what exactly is NodeKit and what are they working on at the moment and what's in store for this year. And Noah will be sharing a lot of insights and alpha leaks today. So, Noah, can you give an introduction about yourself and NodeKit, please?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. So at NodeKit, we are building the first composability layer to unlock synchronous communication across rollups. And myself, I'm one of the co-founders of NodeKit, and I'm currently the CEO at NodeKit.
Can you share a little bit more about what exactly is NodeKit, please?
Yeah, so at NodeKit, we're building a decentralized shared sequencer all-one called Seek that runs using Avalanche consensus, and we have Javelin, which is a block builder that allows for atomic execution across chains within a single block.
Can you dive deeper into what is NodeKit's thesis and what problems are you guys tackling with your solution?
Yeah, so fundamentally at NodeKit, we believe composability is the most important property of blockchains. And we define this as two different applications being able to communicate within a single block. And when everybody built on the Ethereum L1, composability was pretty easy to come across. But when everybody switched to using Ethereum L2s, composability was broken and liquidity and users ended up fragmented across all of these different chains, leading to a much worse user experience as well as a much worse developer experience because liquidity and users ended up fragmented all over.
Right. Can you share like what is the unique value proposition of NodeKit and who are your key competitors?
Yeah, so at NodeKit, our key value prop is bringing composability to rollups, providing a seamless experience so you can move assets across any different rollup within a single block. And essentially, key competitors in the space, I would say there isn't really a direct one right now, but there have been different players in the past that have kind of focused more on the decentralization of sequencers before, such as Astra. But I would say currently there really isn't a key competitor in this space, potentially bridges and stuff like that. But we're really just trying to move the space forward in a positive direction and help provide this composability that it currently lacks.
Right. And what made you guys decided to build around the Avalanche ecosystem?
Yeah, so we decided to build in the Avalanche ecosystem essentially for the highly performant consensus algorithm, Snowman. So that allows us to have a highly scalable network that is still very highly performant as well. So we built on that as well as being one of the first adopters of HyperSDK, which is Avalanche's new chain development kit.
Right. And besides like Avalanche ecosystem, are you planning to expand to other ecosystem as well?
Yeah, so we currently support a few different rollup stacks. So we currently support Optimism's OP stack as well as Polygon CDK. So we plan on supporting different ecosystems. We currently have a number of different rollups that are running on top of us using our software. And we really plan on expanding out to be able to support many, many different rollups, regardless if they're Ethereum rollups, Bitcoin rollups, or anything in between.
Right. So I think one way to give like a better picture of your solution is to help give an example. So can you give an example to the audience? For example, if you're going to move an asset from like one roll up to another, how does that work? And how does NodeKit facilitate that?
The way that that works is essentially we have these cross rollup bundles, essentially a bundle where all the transactions in it either happen or they don't happen. So we're able to facilitate these bundles. In this case, if you're trying to move assets between, let's say, roll up one and roll up two, you'd create a transaction on roll up one and transaction on roll up two before submitting both in a bundle. You submit this bundle to one of our Javelin instances that then essentially is able to put this bundle in a block before it gets forwarded on to Seek itself. So with that, we're able to guarantee atomic execution of transactions within a single block time on Seek, which is currently around 2 seconds.
Oh,
So it
wow.
allows for a much faster and much more seamless experience for users.
Oh, wow, that's really fast. So in terms of like the like current adoption and use case and traction, can you share a bit more on like what's the traction for NodeKit at the moment and who are like your target users?
The traction currently has been going great. We've went from 4 rollups to 11 rollups. Some of the rollups are announced, some of them are still kind of in the pipeline right now. But essentially, our target users are typically app chains or traditional L2s as well, general purpose L2s. And we've seen a large growth in essentially the application specific chains as well as service specific chains. So we have providers such as OpenLayer that's building an Oracle focused rollup on top of us, providers such as Apex, which is building a restake focused rollup. So it really varies across the board, but we really just want to provide composability to all these chains and build a network of rollups that is stronger together because each individual rollup is able to specialize in what they do best. And we're able to help bring them this composability and bring them more liquidity through this network effect as well.
Wow, lovely. So next question is more on the revenue and business model. Can you
Yeah.
share how NodeKit It's like generating revenue stream, and what is the operation model?
Yes, the operation model for us is we are currently going into testnet right now, but once we go to mainnet, there will be essentially a native network of sequencers that we have that's called Seek. So that is our operating model is we take cross-rollup transaction fees as well as MEV fees from the rollups that are on our network. And we also provide a revenue share back to these rollups. So when a rollup builds on NodeKit, they aren't giving up their sequencing revenue because sequencer fees are some of the most, that's like the most profitable part of running a rollup currently.
Right.
With our system, they're able to tap into an additional revenue stream through cross-rollup transactions as well as MEV.
Oh, awesome. I see. So, in terms of like the stage of your current project, how long have you guys been working on this project now, and which stage is it at now? And have you guys done any like fundraising?
Yeah, so we've started the project back in May of 2023.
Mm.
We raised our last round last year. We raised 1.2 million last year.
What are your like your upcoming roadmap for this year that people should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, so we have our testnet coming up soon, which is something we're all very excited for internally. And we are planning to go mainnet towards the end of this year. So I'd say keep an eye out for any new rollups launching on NodeKit and go try them out. So
Yeah. How can users like participate in this coming testnet, and like which channels can they stay tuned for more of your updates at?
yeah, so the best place to follow us, I would say, is Twitter. It's NodeKit.org. That would be the best place for updates around essentially anything happening around NodeKit. We'll make sure to post around the testnet for that as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
that would be the best place to be involved.
Also, I think in terms of like offline events, there will be like many upcoming events as well. So in case if you are like participating or going to any crypto conferences, would there be any like crypto conferences that you can find a NodeKit team?
Yeah, so the NodeKit team will be coming to ECC in Brussels in a couple months. So we're all looking forward to that. So I think that's going to be the next major event we're all going to.
Awesome. So, in terms of like, let's say if projects that would like to get connected to NodeKit or work with NodeKit, which angle of collaborations are you guys looking for in terms of like partnerships and collaboration?
Yeah, so we're always looking to meet with more rollup as a service providers, people that want to launch rollups, as well as applications that want to build on top of rollups. So it's kind of wide ranging in that, but yeah, feel free to reach out if you have any ideas about what you want to build on NodeKit. We're always glad to support.
Right. And in terms of like, let's say the future market outlook on the roll-up space, what is your view on like the L2 like liquidity fragmentation, the problem you guys are solving, and the future outlook of this space?
Yeah, so our future outlook and kind of how I think about it as well is that L2 fragmentation is really a systematic issue with L2s, and it's very much so a coordination problem between them. And we believe that if we can provide a solution for it, then you can actually have applications that rollups thrive and have applications be able to monetize from day one by running on a rollup. And we believe it helps solve a lot of the incentive issues around like running an application versus running like your own infra previously. Because one of the major issues right now is applications don't have a great way of monetizing in crypto. A lot of the times applications run into issues around monetization and then try and launch their own chain, but it ends up siloed with no liquidity. So this, with our solution, they're able to launch their own chain, but not end up siloed, still have composability, still have liquidity from all the previous places they were looking for it. And it really provides for much better user experience as well.
Yeah, so I think you mentioned like some really good points about like the problem you guys are solving, and like how unique your solution is. I think one question I have is like, why haven't anyone like done this before? And like why are you like the first one that like came up with the solution?
Yeah, so the reason why it wasn't able to be done in the past is I think a lot of the L2 stacks themselves were very nascent. So it was very difficult to build on top of these different stacks, as well as we were able to provide this atomic execution because of our background in both data analytics as well as trading. It provided our team a unique insight into kind of how we were able to provide this execution across chains. So that gave us kind of the unique advantage and insight of knowing both the rollup stacks as well as how users wanted to use these things entirely. So having a deep understanding of both sides made this solution clear on our side.
Oh, wow, I see. So definitely like check out Unique Solution guys, since like they also gain like first mover advantage. That's quite unique about them as well. And in terms of like the use of fund that you guys raised from last year, can you share a bit more on like what's your plan with the use of fund from the fundraising, and would that be any like future fundraising in the future?
Yes, can't share too much on the future fundraising, But essentially, the use of funds thus far has been really around scaling the team itself and really helps get scaling out on the marketing side as well. So we're currently a team of 7. We are still hiring for a few more positions right now. But yeah, we've scaled the team tremendously. It's mostly engineering with some people on essentially the ecosystem building side as well. So essentially, that's been kind of how we've been scaling NodeKit since the beginning.
Oh wow. And that's very lean, but like at a very growing at a very fast pace. Next question is more on the go-to-market strategy in terms of like how are you bringing the product from like 0 to 1 and bringing your product and solution to the market?
Yeah, so essentially on the go-to-market side, we've had great success essentially targeting rollups both individually as well as in groups. So we really try and bring in rollups into our ecosystem that have kind of a spot in the ecosystem that they'll be able to fill. For example, going after rollups that are in the same sector, whether that be DeFi or gaming or any other different sector as well, really helps provide that great experience to users where they can come into the ecosystem and say, hey, I want to use composability between these different chains. What are the interactions I can do today? And we've really focused on really driving that and making sure that these synergies exist between our network of rollups.
Wow. All right. In terms of like your key launch partners, can you like besides other like roll-ups, do you have any other ecosystem partners in this space that plays like significant role in helping you launching your product?
Yeah, so I would say other than the rollups themselves, we are working with a few different rollup stacks as well, such as Fluent, and we are also working with messaging providers, essentially like Hyperlane, to provide essentially a seamless experience on top of this. The way our solution works is we can plug in any different messaging layer into this, whether it be Hyperlane, Layer 0, or any other solution for this. But we guarantee the atomicity of the transactions across chains. So that enables developers to use all the tools that they're familiar with while having a much faster experience.
Got it. All right. Coming to like almost final questions. So in terms of like your like, community like bootstrapping, what are some of the ways that you're building your NodeKit community and like bootstrapping active engagement from people in the community?
Yeah, so we've been really focused on building out the community side as well. And we're really trying to get people more involved on our Discord as well as our Telegram group. So we're having activities in those different groups and really helping with engagement on those side as well. We also help support builders when they're going out to raise funds, when they're building on top of NodeKit, and interest investors help with marketing, stuff like that. So we really try and build up the grassroots community. We all come from, myself and my 2 co-founders come from backgrounds being college dropouts after raising our first round. So we really want to be able to help the next generation of builders, help set them off on the right foot and get them up and running in crypto. So yeah, that's kind of how we go about building the community and help making sure people feel supported.
It's always the college dropouts that became like successful in like building this great startup.
Yeah,
I've seen the patterns.
it's definitely a short list of the college dropouts in startups. So happy to be on it.
As a formula to like roadmap to unicorn these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, final question on the like Alpha League. Can you share some exclusive Alpha League to people and like some of the benefits if they participate in your upcoming testnet? What are some of the like early benefits that audience and users would get?
Yeah, so the early benefits would be being able to see new features, as well as we have some great partnerships kind of coming up down the road right now. So essentially we have some really big partners that are starting to use our technology, and as well on being early participants for the testnet, they are looking into running essentially incentivized testnets later this year as well. So we want to be able to involve the community and make sure that they feel welcome to use NodeKit and feel excited to use all the different rollups on top of NodeKit as well. That's a
Hey.
bit alpha.
Yay, that's a big alpha, guys. So it's definitely stay tuned for NodeKit's testnet launch coming up soon and all the roadmaps throughout this year on their channel. Also, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel for more insights, for more alpha leaks. Thank you so much, Noah, for today. Really great having you here and looking forward to seeing NodeKit's launch coming up soon.
Thanks.